and this is the very first of my online classes. So it's just a mini class, about 20 minutes worth, that you can do at home safely. And those of you who come to my classes, you recognize a lot of things. So we're going to start lying down. Why not? Let's start lying down and just find your bodies first. So I want you to sort of scan through the body, find the weight of your head, weight on your chest, weight of your pelvis into the mat, and just have a little thought for your thigh bones. Just let them slide. So imagine the flesh and bones just sliding towards the hips. Feet are hip width apart and in parallel. And a couple of long deep breaths just to find the space around you. And then when you're ready, we're going to take the arms up above the chest and have the palms facing each other. And we're going to do shoulder drops first, just to release the shoulders. So we're going to breathe in to reach one arm up towards the ceiling, and then breathing out to release. And again, breathing in, lifting up. So your shoulder blade slides, your spine stays undisturbed. And again, breathing in to lift up, breathing out. Lifting up through the little finger, and then the shoulder blade melts down into the mat. Don't rush it, just really take your time. Breathing out. One more on each side. Breathing in. Last one. Breathing out. Now we're going to do double, so both arms lifting at the same time. Breathing in. And now melt everything, your shoulder blades, your ribs, your sternum, everything. And again, breathing in, lifting up. Breathing out. Rest of the body is undisturbed. Breathing in to lift up. Two more. Breathing out. Last one. And then we're going to take the arms back down into that. And we're going to go into spine curls. We're going to build them up. So we're going to roll the spine from the tailbone towards the chest. We're going to do a very small one first, then halfway, then full one. Arms are in the floor, feet pressed into the floor. And then from here, I want you to find your sits bones. At the moment, they're facing your heels. Bring them together. And then just roll the pelvis until you get to the sacrum. That's the bone at the back of the pelvis. So you're about to leave the pelvis completely, but not quite. And then carefully let the tailbone unfold towards the heels without forcing anything. And again, breathing out. And then breathing out to release. So we're slowly stretching the muscles at the back of the pelvis. We'll do one more. Sits bones together. Just lifting up just to the sacrum, linger there for a second, and then breathing out to let the pelvis find its space again. Next one, we're going to go halfway. So imagine your spine starting at your belly button now. So sit bones together, and then roll to the sacrum first, and then to the waist. So now your pelvis is up, your chest is down. No disturbance here. And then breathing out to roll back down all the way until again you find that depth into the hip joint. Two more. Breathing out. Sending your thigh bones away. Breathing in at the top. Breathing out to roll back. One more, just halfway. And then breathing out to release. Good. Next one, going all the way to the top. All the way to the lower tips of your shoulder blades. So we roll from the sits bones to the sacrum, to the waist, peeling one bone at a time away. And then once you're there, lengthen. I want you to pull the thigh bones away, send the knees beyond your toes, and then breathing out to release down from the sternum, breathing out, melting down the ribs. Drop the waist, sacrum, all the way to the tailbone. And again, breathing out. Lengthen, lengthen. Pull the pelvis away from the waist, and then slowly down to the floor. We'll do three more, adding the arms. I'm just going to shuffle back and forth on the mat. And then we're going to roll again, peeling one vertebra at a time. No rush, lengthen. Pull the thigh bones away, send the weight over your toes. Take the arms up, breathing in, and then rolling down, chest melting away from your fingertips, all the way down to the floor. And now we're going to take the arms slightly further away. Keep reaching through your little finger. And then again, rolling up, one bone at a time. Lengthen away, 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 away. Breathing in at the top, lengthen, pull the pelvis away from the waist. And then slowly down. Think of all your internal organs sinking into the spine. All the way. And then last one, as far as you can take the arms, provided that your chest doesn't get disturbed. So about nose level-ish. And then keep reaching the fingers away. Roll the spine away. Linger there for a second. Pull the tailbone away from the fingertips, fingertips away from the tailbone. Breathing in. And then melt again. Let everything sink into the spine. All the way down to the floor. Let the tailbone unfurl, and then take the arms back down. Okay, so from here, we're slowly working our way through the spine. We're going to do some hip rolls, and we're going to do my favorite, the casual hip rolls. So we're going to start with the legs together, cross one leg over, and then you can have the arms into the floor, or you can have them onto your ribs, just to feel the impact of your breath on the movement. So from here, breathing in, and you're just going to roll one way, so towards the foot, which is hanging. Breathing out. Breathing in, to roll all the way back to the center. And again, breathing out. And breathing in to come back. As you roll over to the left, think about emptying your right leg. Breathing in to come back. So that's going to help keeping your chest undisturbed. It's all about the chest being undisturbed when you're rotating the hips. Let's do two more. Breathing out. Breathing in to come back. Go as far as you can, but keep an eye on your shoulder blades. You're not forcing them down, but they have to stay close to the floor. And then rolling back up. On the last one, so an extra one, we'll go all the way down to the floor. So take the arms down, and then very slowly, work your way all the way down the floor. You're not dropping your legs, you're actually managing their weight. And then eventually, once you get towards the floor, you'll find the other shoulder blades lifting, and that's fine. Go as far as you want, wherever feels comfortable. Take the arms out, and then rotate your your head away from your knees. This is a stretch, so don't worry too much where your shoulder blades are, just enjoy it. A couple of very long deep breaths, just to let the spine unravel again. And then you're going to squeeze the inner thighs together to bring the pelvis all the way back to the top. And cross the legs, bring them together again, and we'll go to the other side. So this time we're going only to my right side. Breathing in, and then breathing out from my left lung. And breathing in to come back. And again, breathing out. Breathing in to come back. Your pelvis is rotating, your chest is counter-rotating. As it was going to rotate in the opposite direction to your pelvis. Two more. Breathing out. Breathing in to come back. Breathing out. And coming back to the center. And then this one we're going to do all the way down to the floor. So very slowly. Send your legs towards the floor. Pelvis rotating. Try to keep the chest stable as long as you can. There is a point your shoulder blade is going to lift, that's okay. Once you get to the floor, open the arms wider if you want, and then you're going to look away from your legs and just breathe out. Think of both ends of the spine rotating away from each other, stretching the muscles around them. For a very long deep breath, just letting everything stretch and relax a bit. And then you're going to squeeze your inner thighs together, and then bring everything back to the center, and then across the legs. We keep working our way through the spine. Now we're going to try to articulate the top of the spine, so from the middle of the shoulder blades all the way to the crown of the head. That's curl-ups, and as you know, that's going to work your abdominals a little bit. So again, find that weight of the pelvis, so your pelvis is not tucked or arched away. It's neutral. I know it's a bit hard to find, but don't think too much. Just keep it really heavy. Hands behind your head, elbows forward. And then from here, support the back of the head. Find the weight of it into your hands. Elbows forward, leading, breathing in. Chin, nose, forehead. Breathe out. And then rolling back down. And again, and breathing out. All you need is to breathe out. That's going to soften up your sternum and allow you to curl up. Rolling down. So from your sternum down, nothing's happening. Everything is undisturbed. And rolling back down slowly. And again. And let's do 3 more. Pelvis heavy, feet heavy into the floor. Think about your bra strap sliding away from you on the mat, away from your tailbone, so you keep a length in the spine. 1 more. And rolling back down. And then from here we're going to spice it up. We're going to take 1 leg up. Breathing out to take the second leg up so you don't disturb anything. And we'll keep going. Thigh bones are releasing into the hip. Pelvis super heavy. And the breath is taking you there. Let the shoulders relax a little bit. Just let the elbows lead. We'll do 2 more. We'll stay up on the second. Stay there. And then from here, we're going to do a toe tap. So we're going to breathe out to send 1 leg down towards the floor. Breathing in to lift up. Breathing out. And in to lift up. Knees stay at 90 degrees. The rest of the body is undisturbed. So you're only moving from here. Imagine pushing sand with your toes. So there's a bit of resistance, you're not dropping the leg. It should feel excruciating, and you can see I'm shaking. It's simple, but lethal. Let's do 1 more on each side. Keep curling, don't lose the height. Use your breath. And then release the head and carefully take the legs back down, 1 at a time. And bring your knees into the chest. Actually, let's have a little stretch. A couple of long deep breaths. And then we'll come up to sitting, and we're going to do a mermaid. So let's go up to sitting, and we're going to cross the legs this way. If it's uncomfortable, you can sit on something, or you can have the legs crossed. So 1 leg in front, 1 leg at the back, and before you do anything, I just want you to really lengthen through the spine. So find that length. Sits bone are in the floor, although 1 will probably not touch, and the back of the head is reaching up. I forgot the cobra. I'll do it afterwards. And then we're going to take the arms out to the side, and we're going to go into our little mermaid. So from here, we're going to breathe in, and then we're going to go over to the feet first. So think of your armpit going up towards the ceiling, lifting up, and then head on the ceiling to come back, lengthen the spine, breathing in, and then breathing out to go over, press the forearm into the floor, palm is facing the floor on the top arm, breathing in here, and then lift up towards the ceiling. And again, breathing out, and lifting back up, and breathing out, breathing in there, and then lift towards the ceiling. Reach the arms away from each other, little fingers away from each other. Last one on this side, armpit to the ceiling. Lift, 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 find the length, and then breathing out. And lifting all the way back up to the top. So we're going to do this side, just swing the legs the other way. And again, find that length. And then reach the arms away. So feel the shoulder blades pulling away from each other. Breathing in here, we'll go over to the feet first. Breathing out. And then come back to the center. Breathing in. Reaching away. Press this forearm into the floor to get a bit more work underneath. And then lifting up, up, up. And again, armpit to the ceiling. Think length. Don't think about going to the side. Think more about going to the ceiling. And then coming back up to the top. Lift, 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 lift. Last one. Breathing out. And breathing out to go over. Breathing in here. And breathing out to come all the way back up to the top. Good, so now we'll go into Cobra or a Swan prep. So we're going to come up to our fronts now, and you're going to have the legs slightly open, slightly turned out, don't force anything. And you're going to be lying on the floor, fingertips in line with the nose, so make sure there's loads of space for your shoulders. You don't want the hands underneath the shoulders, that's a different exercise. I want you to have the arms out to the side. And we're going to start with the head down. And from here, we're just going to roll the head first. We're going to breathe in and just lift the head to look at the skirting board. The rest of the spine is undisturbed. And then coming back down. So we're not lifting anything just yet, we're just warming up the back of the neck. Quite important if you need to change bulbs or that sort of thing. And then on the next one, we're going to lift up. So we're going to breathe in. Look at the skirting board, and then breathing out, lifting up, send the back of the neck up towards the ceiling. Breathing in there, and then elbows go down first, then your ribs, then your chest, and then finally your head. And again, breathing in, imagine a ball on top of your head and you're pushing that ball or a brick, whatever, pushing it up to the ceiling. Keep it there on the ceiling as the elbows start to go down. So you want that feeling of pulling the spine away from the ceiling, all the way down. Some of you may not be able to stretch the arms. You may have to stop here depending on your spine, whatever feels comfortable. And then reach the toes away from your head now. So pull the head from the ceiling and pull the toes away from your head, all the way down to the floor. Let's do 2 more. Empty your lungs to come up. In and last one. And then you're going to push yourself back onto your heels if your knees allow it, and have a little stretch here. Long deep breath, just to let the back stretch. You can even take the arms back if you prefer it, it's up to you. And then very carefully roll yourself back up to sitting. I hope you enjoy it.